Chapter 5 of The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger opens with Holden Caulfield, the protagonist, spending his Saturday night in Agerstown with his friends. He has dinner in a burger joint with Ackley and some other boys from Pensy Prep, a boarding school that he attends. As they eat hamburgers and malted milk, the boys begin to talk about their plans for that night. A boy named Mal Brossard asks whether he and Ackley might want to join him to go see a movie, but Ackley can't because he has to go to Mass. When asked, Holden also declines, saying he needs to write a descriptive composition for Stradlater, his roommate. Brossard and Ackley leave for the movie without him. Holden then begins to reminisce about his younger brother, Allie, while he writes the descriptive composition. He reflects on how Allie, who passed away from leukemia several years earlier, was the smartest and most lovable member of his family. Holden talks about how Allie used to write poetry on his baseball glove, so he'd have something to read when he was in the outfield, which Holden found incredibly endearing. Feeling overwhelmed with grief and longing, Holden writes the composition about Allie's glove, describing all the poems he used to write on it in green ink. In the midst of writing, Stradlater returns from his date with Jane Gallagher, a girl Holden used to know and cares about deeply. Stradlater asks Holden to write his English composition for him, a request that leads to tension and a physical fight between the two roommates. Later, when Stradlater not only rejects the paper that Holden writes about Allie's glove, but also refuses to show respect to the memory of Allie by refusing to acknowledge the sentimental nature of the essay. This chapter allows readers to further understand Holden's character, particularly his emotional depth and sensitivity. His remembrances of Allie show a softer, more vulnerable side to his character, and his unusual concern for Jane Gallagher's welfare signals an empathetic aspect of his character.